so plain Jane and you didn't really care about doing any kind of weird profiling, you could totally just walk up and press go. It works that way.
Right.
If you wanted to make a simple profile, you can walk up and you can just kind of open this and you can just say, I'll make a new profile, whatever. I'll name it whatever I want. So if you were to do something simple, like a really classic, just a 9-bar shot, like something you might see on a Marzocco or something you might just see in a coffee shop, like a home coffee shop, you can turn off the pre-infusion and you can just have this set to 9 bars.
Nice.
It scrolls up and down, and this is a pressure limiter. If you wanted to, you could totally switch to flow, which goes from being pressure to mils per second.
Right.
Mils per second don't equate to anything other than how much water is coming out. And then when you create pressure, you're gonna get compression of a puck. So if I did 10 mils the entire way through, it'll start at 10 mils, and then when the puck actually creates resistance, it'll go down on its own.
Right.
So this is more here too, if you wanted to do flow profiling, you totally could. I like to keep it on pressure because I find finding pressure is a little easier.
Okay.
What I like to do is a little bit of pre-infusion. You can come down here to 1 mil per second, and 1 mil per second till you get saturation. And we know there's saturation because we have our stop weight set to 0.1.
Okay.
Meaning this is a scale, and so it will detect the drip, right?
Right.
And so it knows that the water is actually coming through it. So that's your saturation. You would also increase the time because it's going to take a lot longer with 1 mil per second. So the faster your flow in the beginning, the faster pressure is going to build. If you set this to its peak at 12 mils per second, you're going to get pressure pretty much immediately, right? Because it's going to be like water, 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 and then resistance is going to come. So what I want to do is like 4 mils per second. It's very, not aggressive, but not too soft.
Okay.
It's going to get a lot of pressure building and capillary action happening through the puck. And just a reminder, all you got to do is press go. You don't have to do all this if you don't want to.
Right.
But you could. You can also add points. Say you wanted to mix and match what happens during your infusion. You can make that linear or smooth. So it can be gradual or it can be very pieced apart evenly as a linear motion. But I just want to do a straight 4 mils right there. It has a pressure limiter, which switches between the two. So you have pressure becomes a flow limiter, flow becomes a pressure limiter.
Okay.
So it's going to try to get to 4 bars, but it will never go past 6 mils. So that's our first stage. And then we're going to go into infusion. So infusion is when you're going to get pressure built, and that's when you're actually going to get more extraction happening.
Okay.
So we want to start maybe 9 bars is aggressive, maybe 8 bars. And as you brew coffee, the puck is going to erode, right? If you were to measure a puck of coffee dry, and then you brewed it, and then you let it dry again after you brewed it, like you took the wet puck and dried it, you would end up having a different weight because you took solubles from it.
Okay.
That's what extraction is. We took something from something, right? So because of that, over time during the puck, it starts to degrade. It's called erosion of the puck. So to fix that, so that it doesn't gush at the end, we make an extra point here, and we just ramp down. So our pressure is lighter as the shot erodes.
Okay.
So they kind of like, as one goes up, the other one goes down, so they stay level. So we're gonna make our weight a pretty more traditional shot, something like 36 out, 18 in, 1 to 2, something kind of like that. Numbers don't matter so much. We're gonna taste it in a minute. We are on pressure, we are on flow. We're gonna start at 9 bars, we're gonna go down to 5 by the time the shot's done.
Okay.
Just for fun, why not? So what we do here is you're gonna come here and you're gonna press purge. That brings the piston down. The piston's already down, so it's good to go. And then you're gonna add the hot water or cold water if you want to.
Okay.
You could also make cold espresso if you want to. And you add it in the little reservoir right here. In the future, the reservoir is gonna get a little bigger.
Okay.
So right now, it can hold like about 120 mils. In the future, it'll be 150. And the thing about pucks is they usually absorb twice their weight. So if you have 150 mils and it absorbs 40 grams or so, you're looking at 110 max. If you use the matrix shower screen, what you'd be able to do is stop the shot, take it out, and put a new one in. Matrix shower screen is basically a mesh metal screen that we're gonna add to this that makes no drips happen in the beginning.
I see. Okay.
So right now in its current form, when it lifts up, you do get some saturation to the puck prior to the puck extracting, which is not a bad thing, but maybe you don't want that. You could always switch shower screens. It's kind of cool. We want to prevent any condensation. We want to keep that heat trapped. So I'm going to lower this little donut guy right here.
Okay.
It does come off. It's magnetic. And I'm going to press start. That's going to trigger the heating phase, and it's going to try to get to our temperature, which we set to 90 degrees Celsius.
Right.
In that time we can prep our shot. So we're going to take this, put this right here, grab one of our guys right here. It was a little too fine last time, so I just made it coarser. We're going to pop this. What's kind of cool here is this has an integrated scale.
The whole thing's a scale?
Whole thing is a scale.
Okay.
So you can press right here and you can see the number change right there to 0. And just to make sure I got my dose, I can flip my dose in here, take it out like that, and then I can put it back on the scale. And it's 17. I'll take 17. Oh, there's actually some left. That's why. Huzzah. We did it. Do a little distribution. Awesome. We're making good time. And so what's kind of cool about this app is right now it has 4 temperature sensors in it.
Okay.
One here, 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 and here. You're looking at the one on that where it says temp at the top one, because when it gets to the top and it's all fully hot, they're all the same.
Good to go, yeah.
Once it starts to rise, you're gonna see water disappear from here. So it's gonna lower the temp, but then when it starts the shot, it's gonna switch to the bottom temp, which is closest to the puck, so you know what the puck is experiencing.
Okay.
Right, there's no water here, the temp's gonna go down.
Right.
Right here it says it's negative 336 grams. That's gonna tear out as soon as the piston goes up, which is pretty soon, in about 2 degrees, 1 degree. Here it comes, so it's gonna start coming up. You can see it now. And when it gets to the very tip top, it's gonna tear out the scale. See how it drops temperature and then it tears out? And over here, we're gonna flip over and it's gonna jump up to the normal temp right now, and then it flips over.
I see.
And these are our targets that we're trying to hit with flow. And so if you come down here with me, you can see it's building up in pre-infusion, and now we're getting that little bit of drops. Now we're in infusion because we hit our stop weight, right? So now it's gonna keep going until it hits the final weight. We also told it to ramp down, so you can see it is gently ramping down. And it stops. 36 up, just right where we wanted. This is the graph of what just happened. So you can see the inverse relationship between flow and pressure. When flow ticks up, it goes back down because pressure builds.
Okay.
If your pressure is built, you don't have any flow coming out because there's pressure,
Right.
even if you're trying.
Yeah.
Right? It's determined by the grind size. But we do want that relationship. So we have our pre-infusion where it's building pressure, then pressure happens, it ticks and then it goes back down. And then you try to get these to be as close as possible as your shot goes down, which is why we did this ramping down. That's kind of the theory behind what I just did.
Okay.
You want to try it? You want to taste it?
Yeah.
Are you caffeinated?
I could have some.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
What is this?
This is a coffee from Greenway. It's a seasonal blend from South America and Central America, and Ethiopia as well. My first time having it with you right now, so cheers. All right. Cheers, Shay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
I burnt my tongue. I'm just kidding. It's not that hot. If you didn't like it, you could always change something to make it a little better. Maybe you want to elongate that pre-infusion, or maybe you want to shorten that pre-infusion. You would get to go in the rabbit hole if you want to.
Right.
Last little bit, if you wanted to dispose of this at the end and you didn't want to pull a second shot, you just hit purge. And that's also going to make your puck very dry because it's pushing all the liquid out.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I had a whole situation with my bank that I didn't make it, so I went to make that back.
I'm 396. It took me about an hour.